You see them in just about every work zone along our roads and highways. Officially, they're concrete safety-shaped barriers, or CSSBs. They've become an accepted traffic control device used by most state highway agencies and by more and more city and county agencies as well. Protection is the main function of barriers, the protection of motorists, pedestrians, and workers alike. While barriers may not reduce the frequency of accidents, they have reduced the severity of accidents involving construction activities that intrude into the traveled way, or involving motorists who intrude into work areas. Barriers may also be used to separate two-way traffic. And they may serve an additional function of channelizing traffic. However, this use should be determined by an engineering analysis of the protective requirements of the location, not the channelizing needs. But regardless of their usefulness, there is a problem with barriers. They're often hard to see. Despite their massive size, they tend to blend with the pavement and with their surroundings. This is especially true when the conditions and surroundings provide little contrast, or when rain, snow, dust, or fog hamper visibility. At night, it gets even worse. Concrete barriers can become a visual black hole. Most states, to increase barrier nighttime visibility, enhance barriers with a variety of channelizing and delineating devices. These devices mark the roadway's alignment and outline the course that vehicles must follow. Channelizing and delineating devices give drivers a line of discrete visual cues to guide them along a well-defined path through the work zone. This video program's aim is to improve roadway delineation practices at concrete barriers, principally at portable and quick-move barriers in construction and maintenance work zones. We'll look at the current standards for roadway delineation at barriers, two typical situations in which barriers are placed, some recommended delineation techniques, end treatment delineation, maintenance considerations, and finally, the factors that must be considered in the selection of delineation devices. So first, the standards. The existing national standards are found in the Federal Highway Administration's Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, the MUTCD. Many state agencies have developed their own standards in addition, but in all cases, the state traffic control manuals must either substantially conform with the MUTCD minimum standards or exceed them. You should know your agency's requirements and follow them. As for the national standards, in Part 6 of the MUTCD, you'll find a definition and description of portable barriers. You'll also find references to the functions of barriers as protective devices, separators of two-way traffic, and channelizers. As protective devices, barriers are designed to keep vehicles from penetrating into areas behind them, to both minimize damage to impacting vehicles and their occupants, and to reduce the risk of injuries to pedestrians and workers. Barriers may also be used as separators of two-way traffic to reduce the potential for head-on collisions. In addition, barriers may serve as channelizers of traffic. However, the MUTCD points out that their use in this function should be based on an engineering analysis of the protective requirements of the location, not on the channelizing needs. When barriers are used as channelizing devices, they should have a light color for increased visibility. For nighttime use, the MUTCD requires that barriers be supplemented by the use of standard delineation or channelization markings or devices. Specifically, channelization markings are pavement edge lines, or lines supplemented with raised pavement markers, or lines simulated by closely spaced raised pavement markers. Channelization devices include tubes, cones, vertical panels, drums, barricades, and yellow warning lights. For nighttime use, the devices should have higher performance type retroreflective materials on them. Yellow warning lights may be installed to delineate concrete barriers. The first two may be Type A flashing lights, but all the rest must be Type C steady burn lights. The mounting height of warning lights should be about